Hey guys, so today we're going to do Am I Overreacting Reddit stories. Am I the asshole for asking my wife to stay at her mum's after I caught her putting something odd in my coffee? What the fuck? This reminds me of that guy who had to take video after video after video of his wife putting bleach in his coffee maker.
Smell this. You can see it sudsed up.
Spent weeks testing his coffee maker for chemicals. He then decided to set up a camera in the laundry room, another pointed at the kitchen, and a third above the coffee maker. The video captures Melody Feliciano Johnson pouring from a bleach container into a cup, walking the cup from the laundry room and pouring the contents into the coffee maker.
I'm 46, really shaken and need advice to know if I went too far. My wife, 49 female, and I have been married for 4 years, together for 7. She's always been so kind, always making my morning coffee, and we've had a good life together. English isn't my first language. I speak it well, but sometimes I struggle to explain feelings, so bear with me. The past few weeks, I've been feeling off after drinking my coffee, dizzy, nauseous. Sometimes my hands shake.
Criminal offensive side eye.
I thought maybe it's work stress or something I ate, but 2 days ago I came home early and saw my wife in the kitchen dropping some kind of powder into my coffee mug from a small unmarked vial. It wasn't sugar or creamer, it looked strange like medicine or worse. When she saw me, she slipped the vial into her pocket and said it was just a coffee mix. Shut the fuck up! But her voice was shaky and she wouldn't look at me. That evening, I asked her calmly to tell me what it was. She said it was a natural supplement to help me feel better. But she couldn't say what it was or why there was no label. I got scared. Those symptoms I've been having aren't normal and she's never hidden things. I told her I needed space to think and asked her to stay at her mum's for a few days. She got upset, started crying and said I was overreacting and breaking her trust. That sounds like gaslighting. She left last night and now she's texting me saying it was nothing harmful and I make a big deal out of it. I kept the vial, but I'm too nervous to test it. I love her, she's my everything, but I'm scared she might be putting something bad in my coffee. Am I the asshole for asking her to leave? I can't sleep and I can't keep checking the locks on the door feeling paranoid in my own home. Please tell me if I'm wrong here. No. Like, I would not trust her. It's not like you saw her put something in your coffee or whatever, have been feeling normal. You've been feeling odd, and then all of a sudden this has happened. Okay, update. Thank you for your response. You guys really helped me clear my head. I was hesitant, but I called 911, and they said they'll look into it. I'm feeling worse each day, dizzy, weak, and my stomach's still off, so I'm heading to the hospital today to get checked out. My wife keeps texting, begging to come back, and saying it was just a herbal energy boost she found online, but still can't explain why she hid it. I told her to stay at her mum's until I know more. I'm scared and exhausted, but I'll keep you all updated when I get answers. Thanks for making me feel like I'm not going crazy. No, that's literally about survival. What are you up to? Second update. Hey everyone, I'm at the hospital. Sorry for not keeping you all updated. I'm not really feeling very well right now. Thanks so much for all your comments and support. The doctors ran some tests and said there's something off in my blood work, but they don't know exactly what yet. This is the thing, certain stuff disappears not long after you've ingested it. So I'm glad he's got the vial because hopefully he can get that tested and then the doctors can give him whatever he needs. They're sending samples to a lab and it will take a couple of days to get results. They told me to stay here for observation because my symptoms, dizziness, nausea, shaking, it's getting worse very quick. I gave the vial to the police when they stopped by earlier and they're testing it. They didn't say much, but their serious faces freaked me out. My wife keeps calling and texting. Why is she not asking how you are? You're in the fucking hospital. So she's sobbing, saying she's so sorry and it was just some herbal remedy from a friend to help me. Hang on, I thought she bought it online. Which is it? Oh god, I keep getting cat hair on my face. But she's still dodging my questions about why she hid it. And it's making my head spin. I told her we can't talk until I'm out of here and knowing what's going on. She's at her mum's, but her texts are so frantic it's breaking my heart. No, she's freaking out. I love her, but I don't think I could ever trust her again. I'm stuck in this hospital bed and I feel so alone. I'll keep you all updated when I hear from the lab or police. Yeah, other people saying, you need to call police. Even if it was herbal, hiding it makes it shady. That's enough to get the cops involved. Also, who decides to give their partner a supplement without consent? That is not normal and I'd be livid. I don't think it's just a supplement though, it should be tested. Am I the asshole about my 21-year-old girlfriend being in late night calls with another guy? I'm 20. Okay, before I even get into this, me and my partner were watching Definitely Maybe, and there was a part where Ryan Reynolds' character has postcards of his friend who's a girl, has all her postcards like lined up on his wall, like tacked to a shelf or whatever. And he was like, oh, I'm not currently dating anyone, I'm sort of in between dating people but nothing serious or whatever. And I was like, Yeah, I don't know how I would feel. Probably uncomfortable if you had some girl's postcards on your wall. Actually, I would feel very, very uncomfortable. And he said, yeah, no, I'd feel the same. There's a difference between being friends and like posting their stuff in and around your house to remind you of them all the time. You know? Anyway, hi everyone. I don't usually post here, but I really need an outside perspective because I'm torn between feeling hurt and wondering if I'm just overreacting. So, I'm in a relationship and something has been bothering me for a while. I told my girlfriend that it makes me uncomfortable when she's on late night calls with another guy from our server. She said she understood, even admitted she'd feel the same way if the roles were reversed. And promised she'd stop, but she hasn't. Yeah, no. Red flag right there.
I don't like where this is going.
She understands where you're coming from and promises to stop, but doesn't? Yeah, no. Last night I came online thinking we'd talk, but she wasn't around. At first I thought she was tired or sleeping, but no, she was in a call. And the thing is, she didn't even consider inviting me. She only remembered me after I pointed it out. That really stung because it made me feel like I'm always the last option. I only notice when I complain, it's like you're an afterthought. That's really sad. And you should never be an afterthought with your partner. On top of that, I get the feeling she gives him more attention than me when we're in calls together and I don't even know him well. It makes me feel left out, insecure, and honestly more hurt than I expected. When I saw her in that call, I felt this chill run through me. Like something inside me cracked. I know it might sound dramatic, but that's genuinely how I felt. I want to be the guy who's by her side for the rest of our lives. I picture her as my partner in everything, but moments like this make me feel like I really don't matter. What hurts the most is that this could be so simple to avoid. It's such a simple thing in the bigger picture of our relationship, but she still chooses not to avoid it. That makes me feel like what I say, what I feel, carries no weight with her. And to be honest, it hurts even more realising she's never stayed in a call that long with me. Because of this, I've decided to leave the server. Staying there just hurts me. But I'm scared that if I do, I'll immediately be labelled as toxic, controlling, manipulative, and that terrifies me. Because it feels like I'm the bad guy just for feeling the way I do. Your feelings are 100% valid. You're not asking for anything more than that she would ask you for. It's not like you're feeling entitled to something that she wouldn't have asked for as well. Earlier today, I ended up sending her this long wall of text, pouring out my frustration and disappointment. But now I'm honestly scared of her reaction. I don't know if she'll understand how much this hurts me or just see me as dramatic and needy. And since then, I can't stop replaying the whole situation in my head. It's eating me alive and I don't know how to handle it anymore. So here's my question. Am I overreacting? Am I being insecure or do I have a reason to feel hurt by this? She is not respecting the way you feel in this situation. People do get insecure, especially when they think that their partner is giving more attention to somebody else. And if they are not respecting that, it's different if it's like, don't speak to any other guy ever in the whole entire world. You know, that's controlling, that's abusive. We're talking about this person is obviously speaking to another guy longer than they're speaking to their own partner on, I'm guessing it's a gaming server or something like that. I think it's normal to feel insecure in situations like this, but it sounds like you're putting a lot of pressure on her to meet your expectations of how she should behave. Maybe try talking again, but this time focus on how her actions made you feel. Instead of just what she did wrong, she might not realise the impact it has on you, but she does because she already said she also would feel uncomfortable if the roles were reversed. So why doesn't she respect how this is making him feel? Am I the asshole? My ex-wife and her new husband legally made their last name my full fucking name. What in the stalker? You cannot make this shit up. I was married once. My ex-wife blew it all to hell by cheating on me and with one of my one of my closest friends. That betrayal crushed me, but whatever, I rebuilt. She kept my last name after the divorce. Weird, but I let it go. Some people do. My mum kept hers because it was the same as her children. I've now changed mine because I had never had a relationship with my father. I hated my last name, so I refused to keep it. But I understand why she and my sister keep it. Fast forward, she marries the guy she cheated with. Fine, closure, good for them, but here's where it goes off the rails. Her new husband's last name is the same as my first name. So when they're hyphenated, their big shiny new married surname is now my entire fucking legal name. Imagine your name is David Carter. The guy she cheats with is John David. They marry, hyphenate, and proudly announce themselves as Mr. and Mrs. David Carter, which is literally your name. They're on Facebook smiling, posting, "Here's to the new official Mr. and Mrs. David Carter."
Anyway, how dare you?
Meanwhile, I'm staring at my phone thinking, holy fuck, my ex-wife and her affair partner just legally rebranded themselves as me. And no, my name isn't common. People are going to see it and assume it's me. So tell me, am I losing my mind here, or is this just as completely fucked up as it feels? Edit, I am not on their social media. A mutual acquaintance sent me a screenshot with the adjoining text, what the fuck is wrong with them? Edit 2, if anybody would like proof, please wager $20 or more and I will gladly supply you proof in my Venmo. That is insane. I've had this once before where I found out that I'm pretty sure someone I used to be with was talking with the girl he's now married to behind my back before he split up with me. And when I called him out about that, they put it all over their Facebook, all the chummy sort of photos, really trying to like almost shove it in my face, like, haha, we're happy, you're not, sort of thing. That's at least how it felt. And this is the thing, they're either completely oblivious to him because they're so happy together, or because they know they came together because of him. It's almost like a fuck you to him. It's a win on your side. You'll be a constant reminder, a constant presence weighing on their marriage. Every time she'll sign something, she'll think of you. Every time someone will call her by her full name, Mrs. John David, she'll think of you whether she wants it or not. Right now, it's fine. They're in the honeymoon phase, but eventually they'll both feel it after every fight, every disagreement, especially if or when one of them cheat. This is the thing. Most cheaters will always cheat again. So if you got them because they cheated on somebody, she's most likely going to cheat again. Meanwhile, you have an objectively funny story to tell, sorry OP, and get to move on with your life. They don't. For them, moving on will be impossible. It's a very good point. Put a freeze on your credit. Wow. I was going to say, shit about to get freaky on their credit reports. My aunt and mum have the same first name, middle initial. Aunt took my mum's maiden name when she married my uncle. Fast forward a couple of months and some of their credit history starts showing up on my parents' reports, with my mum and my aunt listed as my dad's spouse. Crazy shit. And that was just a freak accident. If OP's ex is an arsehole, that could be an open door for fraud. Yeah, I always worry about stuff like that. And it's such a good point. I never even considered that. Okay, last one. Am I the arsehole I called 911 because my parents wouldn't? My youngest brother is schizophrenic. He was diagnosed as a teen and is now in his 30s. I no longer live at home, but both my brothers do. Today, my middle brother called and told me that our younger brother urinated on himself and could not move. He has been hospitalised twice this year for electrolyte imbalances and last month was an inpatient at a psych facility to try and adjust his medication. He is barely stable, but is at least no longer violent. Most recent lab work showed an elevated WBC of 20,000 and apparently other wonky numbers that my dad couldn't articulate. Yeah, I'm confused already, but sure. They moved him into the bathtub. What the fuck? Why would you put someone who cannot move on their own in the tub, literally asking for them to drown? Then, my dad said they nearly knocked his teeth out moving him because he couldn't hold his head up. What the fuck? But not only am I saying what the fuck, they're saying what the fuck in the story. He said they were going to carry him 190 pounds at least down the stairs and put him in the car to drive him to the hospital. My dad has a bad back, bad knee, and is out of breath walking to the freaking mailbox. I told them to call 911, but he refused. My middle brother said there was no way he could carry him safely. My dad just screamed that he would go ask the neighbours then. I just called 911 and asked for an ambulance. That was a very, very smart thing to do. And very understandable. Why the fuck are they complaining about it? They sent cops too, just in case my dad wouldn't let them in. They put my brother on a stretcher and transported him to the hospital. My dad is pissed. He said I had no business getting involved. It's his brother. You don't have dibs over him. He's allowed to care for his safety. I feel so frustrated because they do a terrible job caring for him. He is in charge of his own meds, which is absolutely ridiculous if you know anything about mental health complications like schizophrenia. Yeah, no. The recent hospitalizations were because they were not filling one of his prescriptions and they didn't even realize it. What the what is wrong with these parents? I don't understand people who have kids and then don't like their own kids. Like, if you don't like kids, don't have kids. I don't understand parents that don't like their kids because they have a mental health issue. He was having horrible hallucinations for months and they didn't tell his psychiatrist. I went to visit for my birthday and he screamed for an hour about all the demons he was having to protect everyone from. It was barely coherent. When I talked to them about it, my dad just said, see what we have to deal with, how we have been living. Fuck my life, y'all are the parents. Get him the help he needs. Okay, am I the arsehole? No. No. You're doing more for him than his parents are. I have an adult son with schizophrenia. I legally am not allowed to force him to take his medication because that's the way the law works, at least in Texas. Oh, fucking Texas. Even court committed, they couldn't force medication. I'm guessing that means admitted. rather than committed, without a separate court order to force medication, and even then they didn't put much effort in it. For months as he down spiraled, I begged the cops, the ER, to please make him medicate. It took a near catastrophic event and me going before a judge, yet again begging for forced medication, before they finally did it. By this time it took 4.5 months to get him stable on meds. I cried, I begged, I got no help. The hospital went so far to tell me, just don't pick him up, he's probably going to kill you. Wow. If you don't pick him up, we drop them off twice a day at the homeless shelter in downtown Fort Worth. Taking him home anyway almost cost me my life. He's finally stable, but it was a 1.5-year battle. Caretaker frustration is real, especially with adult children, severe mental health issues. I get that. I get it. It is one of those things where it is frustrating. However, there is no excuse for not calling an ambulance when it's needed. Yep. Hopefully your state is better than mine with mental issues. It's in TN, so doubtful things are really better. TN. Is that Tennessee? I'm so sorry you had to go through that. Every time they have an episode, it's harder and takes longer for them to get back to baseline or as close as their normal is. It's so difficult to find anyone who can understand or relate. It really has taught me that sometimes things just simply cannot be fixed. Yeah, mental health it's very difficult. I suspect your dad dreads the bill that comes with ambulance usage. I was thinking this is the money thing where they're trying to scrimp and save because maybe it costs a lot of money for all of those medications. So like, oh, he doesn't really need them. It's so sad that in America, you choose between getting an ambulance and getting a cab in an emergency situation, all because of cost, because your insurance company may not cover it. And I was actually talking to someone about the insurance thing. Was it this week or last week? They were like, oh, you know, the NHS is crumbling. And I said, yeah, I'm sure that's because that's by design. That's the Tories, that's Labour. Like, they're doing that on purpose because they want to bring in privatised healthcare and get rid of the NHS. But that's the worst thing that would happen to this country because we've seen what's going on in America. We've seen that even though a CEO was shot for one of these healthcare institutions, they still are rejecting even EpiPens. A doctor was on a phone call for hours. It seemed like hours anyway. They were constantly being put on hold, being like, this is a life-saving medication, it needs to be covered, and it should be covered. The person has insurance. And they were like, it's not covered by insurance. It's like, but it's life-saving. What the fuck? It's not like it's a cosmetic procedure. It's an EpiPen and they won't cover it. It's insane. It's just a money-making racket. They don't care about human beings. They don't care about lives. The best thing the UK has is the NHS, and we should be doing everything we can to protect it. Everything we can. Not letting people like Nigel Farage try to come in and dismantle it. Fuck them. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give us a like and subscribe. I feel like I'd really appreciate it. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Bye.